Hello everyone and welcome back to MDG Media for the final round back nine MPO lead card from the 2025 Turku Open, the exciting conclusion of this event and of the European Elite season. It's been a wild ride, been a ton of fun, a lot of adventure, lots of great action. Yeah, I'm Andrew Gum and you are?
Elias Luukkonen here with Andrew. Good to commentate with you for this last round of the Elite season, as you mentioned. And oh boy, we have a round going on. So many potential winners. Everybody on the card, plus at least Calvin Heimberg from the second card, plus at least Isaac Robinson from the third card.
Yeah, he's in the lead right now. It's going to be an incredibly exciting finish. We have no idea who is going to pull it through. I mean, look at all those names in contention still with just 9 holes to play. 9 very exciting holes with lots of separation. Oh, it's going to be exciting. Can't wait to see what happens here. Get started off on hole 10. What do you see on this one?
Yeah, hole 10 can be a very touchy hole. It's 115 meters. We're going downhill. The most common shot is going to be a slight anhyzer or a turnover with a putter or a mid-range. You really don't want to throw anything faster than that. Mid-range is the fastest, and ideally the putter is going to be the best play. Probably plays closer to 100 or even 95 with the downhill grade. OB right, OB long, a little slope behind the basket, and we have also seen an over-the-top play on this hole. So interesting to see. Starting off with chase card check in Calvin Heimberg. Beautiful angle on the disc, just a little bit low, so he's going to have some work left.
Deep C2 putt connection, of course. He is charging hard from the chase. Back with our lead here. Daniel gonna go over the top with the big hyzer. I haven't seen that. Ace running it. Oh, gets a little roll, checks up on the circle's edge. Cool line there. What do you think of that play?
I mean, he threw it perfect. It's a very tight line you actually have to hit because you have an insanely high tree on the right, and you can see he just went left side of the highest part. So you have to be almost touching the top of the lower trees in order to make that work. This shot from Ezra, just beautiful angle control.
Really nice one with the straight shot. Gets it to check up right by the basket. Now a big forehand spike hyzer from Goose.
Big advantage on this hole if you can do this. The left side trees are definitely lower, but too much hyzer. I think he was trying to go for a bit of a flex shot. At least that's what he was going for in the rounds past. Just didn't push it far enough to the left.
OB right side. Could potentially still save the par. Lauri with a miss release. Into the thick of it. Bunch of poplar aspen trees there. They make a nice rustle this time of year. It's a very calming, soothing sound, but it's not really where you want to be on this hole, that's for sure.
Yeah, I guess the sound of the chains on your second shot would be a bit more soothing than the leaves of a tree.
Absolutely. Not able to connect, though, from way deep. Should be an easy par anyway. Goose goes a little bit low. Get some skip and slide. So you have a little bit of a comebacker still.
Yeah, looking a little nervous, too. You see how he's walking around real fast. A lot of pace on that walk as Daniel from the knee.
Yeah, I didn't realize the ceiling was so low there. He had to kind of get a little bit of wind lift. Go from down, get a little... That was a very cool putt. Played very nicely.
Daniel nowadays a really nice putter. He used to be not the greatest of putters. Always really has been really good at driving. And Goose.
He doesn't look happy, you're right. Yeah, you read the body language right. He's very frustrated. Very anxious. Hard to play good disc golf when you got your... you're not really like in the equilibrium. He's very...
There he goes, finally in. A lot of that sort of micro movement, apart from walking or doing his routine, a Little shake of the head, a lot of movement in the limbs.
Yeah, double bogey there. Dropping him to 20 under from that 22 mark. That's not the way you want to start the back nine. But still, you know, nobody's out of reach. That's a mistake, but nobody's running away with this, so he's still in it. Just needs to bounce back.
Yeah, I feel like on this back nine, it's maybe this is gonna be a difficult stretch that we're starting now on hole number 11. But besides this, the back nine is pretty scoreable. I mean, you could even birdie you could birdie all 9 of the holes if you really catch fire, as we saw earlier from Niklas.
Exactly.
I guess, and hole number 11 is gonna be another one of these position of the tee crucial par 4s, 186 meters. Take 105 or 110 of those off the tee with a perfect straight shot, finishing a little left, and you really don't have that tricky of an approach. The sweet spot is very small though, so even though from the perfect sweet spot the shot is just 75 meters straight with a wide gap, a lot of the times you have a less than ideal spot here, leading to some forehand anhyzer, backhand hyzer, even rollers.
Testing the ceiling here. That's a good way to get all the way up there, but he catches one of the trees and it kicks backwards down the hill. Long way to the basket from there, but with his power, still possible if he can find a gap. Execute a good shot. This is more typical with the height. Want it to catch edge, flare skip, just like that.
Perfect shot. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Did push it a bit deep, but honestly, if you want to be short or deep, take deep every single time. No more than 70 meters from there. Though playing uphill probably plays closer to 80 or 85 even.
This looks a little bit right. Yeah, it is. Decent kick though. Kicked left instead of down the hill. If you go down, that's, you know, a terrible place to be. I think there's actually even OB down there if you're really unlucky.
Yeah, really far down the hill you have to go to find that. Aaron Gossage inside does not get very lucky, though not gonna be in the worst rough. Also didn't miss the Mando. There's a Mando on the left side if you go really early left. Now this is the kind of scramble that you see a lot on this hole. Daniel, good shot, but just so far away. Hard to reach it with that soft forehand.
Long look though. Lauri kind of out of position here. Has to go with a big steep hyzer and try to get a skip. Does just that into the bullseye ring. What a highlight that was. Out of position on this hole. Doing some serious work. Speaking of being out of position.
Look at this gap. I mean, just throw it towards the light. Did he actually hit it? He has.
Whoa.
That's all the way to the pin. Now don't go be left.
Oh, it does, unfortunately.
Damn, what a shot.
Just out by inches. After an incredible scramble move with the forehand roller. Brilliant execution, just very unfortunate to go long of the basket. OB, that just sticks like Velcro right next to it in the bullseye.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Ezra, solid control there. 2 holes in a row. And Daniel, let's see a big putt. This is a good hole to run it from further out. You're going uphill, really no comebackers to be found. And it's not enough of a slope where you can really roll away after hitting the basket.
Goose to save the par. Does well. But yeah, visibly frustrated. I think you can kind of feel the slipping away.
He's a good player to comment on. You can really get a lot from his body language. Whether he plays good or bad, he always does a lot. Always shows a lot of emotion. I feel like that's what we need in disc golf. We need these characters to really show what they're feeling. Ui saatana. Shout out. Shout out to the Finnish version of the devil.
This hole can be kind of devilish if you don't do it right. Hole 12, par 3, 137 meters. Pretty far downhill. OB all along the right side and left. Got these guardian trees right here. You don't want to get hung up in them. You'll see the basket there. It's the second one with OB all surrounding it. Even the good shots sometimes will get a skip and roll out of bounds, but then you're usually at least like pretty close to the circle to save the par potentially. But yeah, there's some teeth on this one for sure. Chase card. Heimberg lacing an eagle most likely. Getting it to flip up flat and ride all the way down into the circle. Brilliant drive.
Yeah, such a nice shot. I don't know if I agree with the eagle call, though. It really flew like a mid-range. Yeah, I feel like in this tailwind, a lot of the players going for a mid-range there.
Oh, maybe was it a Toro even or something?
Yeah, something slow. I mean...
Yeah, it's so downhill, I guess you're right, yeah.
And a bit of a tailwind, slight left to right tailwind here. So it plays really short, like 137 meters. Probably have to throw it no more than 105, 110 to get it all the way there.
Oh, that gets a skip. Oh, hits the wall, the ad wall there, but then curls back out of bounds when it comes in. Almost saved by the wall, but unfortunately not.
You saw how fast that disc was coming in. I think that was a mid-range as well, but just you don't even have to throw it that hard with a mid. Depending on the height. I mean, this is much nicer height. Gonna take a bit of a skip. Great shot.
Curls up nice. He'll have a birdie look with a tailwind putt. Pretty nice.
Daniel even going 4-speed, I believe, here.
That makes sense with his power, and as long as it's stable enough to get back, it is. C2 look. Might have some little branches, but it seems like he's maybe out in front of them.
This shot.
Power forehand spike hyzer over everything on the left side. But that crosswind just blows it out on the right side.
Yeah, not wide enough.
Yeah, that might spell the end of Goose's run. I mean, he's running out of time and he's slipping pretty far back.
Yeah, not only the score, but his momentum is just dead, even negative right now. Going to the wrong direction.
Definitely stalling out. And it's interesting to note that this is the basket that Seppo Paju finished his career on. Used to be hole 18. He won this event back in 2022 when it was on the European Pro Tour, and he retired swiftly after that. Went on to become, the owner of the course, as you said earlier, and he's done amazing things for the sport, even after his retirement. Super strong legacy, certainly a future Hall of Famer, definitely a legend of the game. And I think there's, he's still a very young man with a bright future and lots to give to the game.
Talking about lots to give, that basket gave a lot to that putt, being very low and left.
Pretty generous.
Yep.
Lauri, it felt like he was out of this after that, double and then the bogey. He's made quite a few mistakes, but he's still in the mix. If he can make this putt, he'll be right back, just one behind the leaders. Somehow.
Crazy situation. I mean, he felt like he threw it away on hole number 2, taking a double bogey. But he's back at it, and really still anybody's game. Daniel, Ezra, and Lauri, all within one stroke here. Gossage gonna fall back to 19. Yeah, you mentioned Seppo, definitely a player that a lot of people are expecting might even come back to the competitive events at some point. And hard to say if that's only fantasizing or if that's actually a real possibility, but would be super exciting to see at some point.
He certainly still got game. Young family though, and lots of other things going on in life. So, but it would be awesome to see. I'd love that. Big fan.
Hey guys, quick break. We just dropped our brand new 2025 MDG Media Tour clothing collection, which is now available on our online shop. You will find fresh apparel and a full lineup of discs. If you like what we do, if you want to support the project, this is the best way. See you on the website and enjoy the video.
Moving on to one of the longer 121 meter holes that you're gonna play. This hole feels very long, not because of the shape, it's a straight shot. You can throw even a bit of a turnover to flex shot to get extra distance, though you don't really want to. A lot of players going with a perfectly flat shot, overstable distance driver. There is going to be a left-right headwind almost 100% of the time here, and a strong uphill finish in the last 20 meters of the flight. Never really see people going to the long OB, although it can come into play if you shank a drive to the right and turn over. That's the only way really to find the long right OB. Otherwise, overstable driver, aim at the right trees, fade in front of them, and hopefully take that circle's edge or just inside look.
That's got a nice shape to it. Got a little turn and the fade, full flight up to the basket. 5 meters left for the birdie. A little bit headwind, but his putt's been looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best shot you can do. I mean, I don't see people really parking this hole unless you get that perfect skip just under the branches.
It's kind of uphill there at the very end. It's hard to get that full flare skip. The hill seems to like absorb a lot of the impact, not allow it to really progress after the ground play. This is smashed. That might do it. Oh, skips straight. OB. Went long of the hole. You don't see that too often, do you?
No, I guess that's the commentator's curse. Just as I said, you really don't see somebody going long OB here. That's exactly what happens. Look at this. Aaron Gossage, even with the elevated tee pad, how does he even... What? That just can't be the best way to take a run-up. I mean...
I feel like that takes away more energy than it gains, but... Because that's quite a step up. But that's what he's doing, and I'm sure he made it work in practice, so he's sticking to his game plan.
Yeah,
He definitely likes those big run-ups.
Yesterday he didn't do that on this exact same hole, and his shot just came out weirdly low. So this time, even though it was right, at least the height was correct. So maybe it does give him a great rhythm.
Yeah, feels like he needs it. He would know better than anybody about his physical form and feeling, I guess. Gave it a good run too. He hit the nubs there. You know, there's a good effort. Nearly stole the birdie from deep in the woods over there on the right side, which you don't see very often at all. So Daniel's just going to be able to take his meter and take his par. Yep.
Yeah, good to take a little extra time there with the wind. Get that perfect read, hopefully. I mean, I feel like putting in the wind is, if you have that hard flat putt, it doesn't really affect it from this distance.
So if Lauri can make this putt, we will have a 4-way tie for the lead at 23 under par. And that's exactly what happens. And Lauri's 4 down for the round now after that turkey. Getting it going here on the back 9.
Yeah, I love to see that. Not that I'm biased, but I am actually biased. Liking to see these Finnish guys doing well against the Americans. And honestly, just for the drama, I mean, we want the most amount of players possible in the mix, just to make for that exciting finish, and definitely setting up for one of those.
Yeah, I'm quite impartial, being both, Finnish and American. I'm happy to see all these players doing well. But yeah, definitely dramatic and exciting. Hole 14, par 4, 600 feet, 183 meters, tight gap. Yeah, OB on the left. It can be very punishing if you kick that way. If you get through the first part of the gap, you can actually go, through the second gap or right or left of it potentially. But you want to get as far up as you can because it's makes this upshot easier. It's a strong sloping hillside from right to left all the way, and the pin's pretty well guarded up here, not just by the OB behind, but by the trees that are kind of hanging on the right and left side there a little bit. But it kind of goes on into like a bowl, I guess, behind, doesn't it? There's like a little ditch or something that collects a lot of the upshots there. Then you have an uphill putt sometimes, or most of the time.
Lauri, huge mistake, and kicks left. A mistake and a bad break. That's going to be, I'm going to call it an impossible par from there. He has 150 meters to go and no line to the basket, so has to play for bogey now. And Ezra knows that with a good shot, potential to take at least one stroke, potentially 2.
Tugs it a little bit right. Catches some stuff, rolls down a little bit, but safe in bounds. You like the forehand play off the tee here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good safe play. I feel like with the forehand it's harder to hit the fairway perfect, where you get the full flight on the fairway. But ending up to the right really isn't that bad here. If you throw through the gap, finish to the right with a forehand, you have great options. You can go for a big hyzer to the green. If you flip it up like this...
It's looking good.
Oh,
What?
unfortunate skip. That's actually so unlucky. He hit the tee pad in the air. Any other spot in the grass and he would have just stuck there.
Very unfortunate. Definitely not his day.
Now this is really scary. So Lauri is going directly over the OB. Anything left of the road or on the road is OB. Playing pretty safe actually. I like the miss to the right. And there you go, on the edge of the fairway. Gonna be about 60, 70 meters from there. Maybe even less, maybe 50. Still a very touchy approach.
Here's Daniel going over everything on the right side. Huge hyzer. Doesn't like it, but it trickles down right next to the basket. Unbelievable upshot. What the... I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, what happened? I mean, he sounded like he was unhappy with the reaction, or he thought it wasn't coming back. At least the words that I heard in Finnish sounded that way. Ezra. Great touch.
So
They're
good.
both gonna be well in the circle there.
Yeah, they're
Mentioned that bowl, just collecting both of those discs.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 meters from the basket. And that was so unlucky. Goose has to just pitch it back to the fairway, and he is furious. Understandably so. Didn't do anything wrong there, but got punished severely.
No, and his bag also didn't do anything wrong, but got punished severely, so
Good point.
it's not always a fair game. And this is a great touch. Look at that, hitting the koozie.
It's the koozie from way back there.
Goozy hitting the koozie there. Nice
Nice.
backhand touch.
So Lauri needs this up and down to save the bogey. After drawing even with the leaders, he's going to drop potentially 2 strokes back to Ezra and Daniel. Does good to get up there. Should be a bogey save, but if Ezra can connect, and he can, it's going to move him to 24 under, 6 down for the round. And like just when we thought he wasn't really in the mix that much, you know, earlier, he had a kind of a rough front 9. He's picked up the pace and in the lead.
Yeah, so much stuff happening. I mean, at some point, I think Ezra had 3 bogeys on the front or something like this. 2 bogeys, 3 bogeys. Wasn't really looking that great. Now Lauri, he's still in it, but it's going to be an uncomfortable position. Taking that bogey, he's going to be 2 back. And what that means with 4 holes to play is that if the other guys play great or perfect even, he doesn't have a chance.
It's out of his hands, yeah.
So he needs to see somebody make a mistake or 2. And honestly, on hole number 15, a mistake is the only thing that prevents you from getting a birdie. It's an easy shot, 110 meters, but plays much shorter, plays like 95. Downhill, it's a wide gap. The gap isn't often missed. Maybe the height sometimes is missed with the low ceiling. Want to throw something straight with a good left finish, take a little skip to the circle. Honestly, I would expect all of these players to be putting for birdie at least. I'd say the common mistake, even with a good shot, is to bleed out to the left a little bit.
Yeah, 2.72 average. Definitely one of the easier holes.
There goes Calvin. 23 under par, trying to put it to 24 with a short putt here, and that's gonna be good. So much pressure on the lead card when you have a guy on a chase doing this sort of stuff.
8 down. Solid day. Smooth swing from Ezra, but it's leaking left, and it gets a skip. Down in the woods on the left. Not really where you want to be.
No, it's makeable from there. This is kind of like what I mentioned on hole number 9 as Daniel misses the gap.
Early release.
Big mistake. But yeah, the basket is set up in a really nice way where if you're down there in the woods on the left, you have a perfect gap. You see the chains, you see the entire basket, and it's coming from dark to light. Does feel like a very makeable putt from there.
Aaron's over in that direction, but I think he's still up on the slope, or on the flat. Near the slope, anyway. Lauri's is a little low. Can it get a skip? Doesn't get almost any ground play. He's going to be about, I don't know, 17 meters, and he really needs that putt now. That's like a must make for him. Daniel with a forehand harp approach.
Is to stay in.
Hits the stake, and I believe it saves him. They give him the green flag. We're right on the line.
Yeah, for a couple of frames you could see it. A part of that orange disc was laying on the line. Of course, the line itself being OB, but with that thin OB rope, usually if you're on the line, a part of the disc is going to be inbounds.
Lauri hits the band from deep. Might spell the end of his chances. I mean, he's going to need help at least anyway. Like you said, it's out of his control. He's going to need everything to go in his favor to still be in the mix. Coming down to the last hole. Ezra just has to pitch out so that he's not going to lose one. And Daniel's in trouble too, so I guess, you know, it would have been helpful, but it doesn't really change too much. It's just one less hole that he has to score and make up those 2 strokes.
Yep, all the more exciting for us as Aaron Gossage continues to struggle on this back. It's rough to see. Daniel, huge putt here.
Oh my goodness.
Off the band and in. That feels like a winner's putt. Or at least, you know, when you get that sort of a break on the course, you feel like stuff is going your way, hitting the stake first,
Yeah.
then putting it to the band and it still goes in.
You feel like it's your day.
Yeah, you almost feel like you have to win it from getting those good breaks.
We are outside.
We are together.
Oh my!
We are healthy.
We are inclusive.
Smile.
Smile. You are
Take this goal.
PDGA Europe.
As you might have seen from the leaderboard there, Isaac Robinson has dropped way down. Terrible finish for him. He's in the clubhouse now, out of contention, out of the mix. We're moving on to hole 16. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, hole 16. Once again, all about the drive. You have to throw it dead straight. You can really pick your distance. You can go for a full distance driver or even a short mid-range shot just to the fairway. Whatever you do, stay in the middle. And from the middle, you're gonna have a straight to slightly left finishing shot into a headwind. Blind shot, you're gonna only see the flag. So if you want to miss, you'd rather miss to the left on the second because there's that OB on the right side. If you turn it over at all out of the hand on the second shot, really a huge opportunity lost going to the right side OB. You're gonna be putting for putting for par from far out compared to having a birdie look.
Important tee shot here from Ezra. Smokes it down the pipe. Whoa, turning the catch cam. Have you ever seen a drive like that on this hole?
Man, that's actually might be the furthest drive, and it's not close. It's the furthest drive I've seen by a good 5 or 10 meters. Huge pressure on the rest of the card now.
Like, this is fantastic as well, but like that just shows you how crazy good that was from Ezra. He just threw it full steam right down the middle of the gap, all the way out of the woods and into the open. Daniel got caught up on that other tee pad. It actually hit the front of that tee pad and stopped it from going further. He would have probably been out of the gap as well with the ground slide. But instead, he's right there at the back of that tee pad. Either way, 2 incredible drives. A couple of the best you'll ever see. Lauri's is quite low. It's in the middle, but he's probably not very likely to get up and down for birdie from there. It's possible. He's got a lot of power, but...
Yep, I mean, this is a full power shot. You can see that he has made a bit of a runway for his run-up and still slipping. The wood chips on this hole get a lot of players, but look at this shot.
Oh, that's huge.
Perfect angle.
He does it. Gets up to the circle for a birdie look from back there. That is world class. Veteran move as well by clearing the runway, like you said, you know, making sure he doesn't slip up on those wood chips, trying to generate all that power and propel himself as far as he needed to.
Yeah, definitely the big advantage of getting out of the gap. Also the footing. Now Daniel here,
Big moment.
important shot. Needs to get down. This is too far left. And inside, maybe just outside the circle there. 11 meters for birdie. Some pressure on Ezra here. Needs to get up and down. Ideally needs to put it so close that Daniel feels some nerves about knowing his opponent to be parked.
That's great. Well inside the circle. A bit of a headwind putt, so it could be nervy still, even from that 5 meter distance. And Goose still birdie free here on the back 9. Not what you're hoping for on Championship Sunday.
Daniel, huge putt, misses it low.
It looked kind of good, but I guess it just didn't. He was maybe a little tentative, on the nerves perhaps, and a little bit tense. Not able to fully relax and release. And
honestly, the wind here on this hole it's pretty tricky. I mean, you can see the wind is swirling around. Ezra Robinson taking the outright lead going into hole number 17.
Yeah, and taking no time with that putt, just stepping up, jamming it in like it's just a normal putt in the backyard. I guess there's something to be said for that in those tense moments, you know, not overthinking it. Of course, you want to be focused, but, you know, sometimes if you stand over it too long, it just gets harder and harder to actually concentrate. And if you understand what it means, what you're playing for. Exciting stuff here as we move on with just 2 holes to play. I think Lauri's out of it now. Goose has been long gone. Isaac dropped himself out, so that we got 3 key players left in this game at this point. And what do we see on hole 17? It's 109 meters, moving strongly left to right.
Yeah, definitely a big forehand shot. Forehand hyzer. You need to be accurate with the right finish. You need to finish right at the correct time. And let's see if Calvin Heimberg can do something like this.
Very late gap, you said. That's pretty ideal, I would say.
Perfect shot. Hits the gap, skips right. Just a little 6.5 meter putt here.
To go to 25 under with an outright lead. 1 hole to play. Oh wait, he's tied 25, yeah, because Ezra made that birdie back there. So tied for the lead at 25, and Ezra turns it a little early, I think. No, it's perfect. Excuse me, that's fantastic.
Huge shot in this moment. He's gonna have, and if he makes that, so he's gonna go 1 above Calvin. Daniel, he has to birdie this hole. There's no other option. Going for the roller. Super flippy roller. Not flippy enough though. He's gonna be long. Tricky putt from, I believe, just on the edge of the circle.
Must make. Goose, big old high forehand. Spiking in right by the basket. Crafty one.
A lot of power there. I expect Lauri to be going low. Lauri really, only chance for him to win this tournament now is to go 3 under in the last 2. That's not going to be the case.
Probably not enough.
Yeah.
It's rolling down the hill. Game over. Of course, there's still a lot to play for. Lots of money on the line. Disc Golf Pro Tour points. Pride. Does well to get it up there. Must be disappointing, though. He's been pretty close so many times to that big win. He's still young. I know he'll get there someday. Super bright future.
Daniel, that had to go in. Now he's going to be likely, 2 back. And Goose as well missing. I mean, for him it doesn't really matter, but it kind of sucks to miss a short putt like that. So this is huge, and there he goes. Ezra Robinson, ice cold in a situation where a lot of players might feel A lot of nerves.
So he's 26 under. Calvin's at 25. This is really exciting. I would say Daniel, he's going to stay at 24 after missing that putt. He's going to need a lot of help in order to get a victory here or potentially push a playoff. He's going to need both those players to falter on the final hole, which is possible. It's a tricky one. Island hole with the wind. All that pressure. 1,000 people watching. You know, many more thousands watching live. Pressure cooker hole here. Par 3, 116 meters, a little bit downhill. Hay bales line it right around the circle's edge. Or it's about a 10-meter circle ring with the hay bales, right? 12-meter drop zone. What a moment.
Yeah, this hole has the perfect potential for a 2-stroke swing. And that is exactly what we need inside of our card. Because Daniel is 2 back of Ezra. And think about this. So Daniel is 24 under. Calvin finished at, we don't know yet.
We get
and
to
let's
see.
check it out now.
Right now, he needs to stick this island. Put a little pressure on Ezra. Can he be better than Ezra? No, not a chance. Sails wide left. Drop zone putt to still, you know, have any chance at this. And he drills it, putting that pizza in the oven to finish off the European stretch. Or maybe there's more to play. It's going to depend all on this shot right here, the shot of the tournament. It all comes down to this.
Needs to hit the island. Everything inside of the island is going to end up in a par. And
Looks
this is
low.
short, but gets
Wow.
over with a skip. Insane luck on this final shot. And he knows it. He knows that he didn't throw a good shot. Gets rewarded.
A cheeky one.
And now, Daniel Davidsson needs to ace this hole to potentially push a playoff.
That does it. Ezra can lay up for the win. What an incredibly exciting and dramatic finish. Daniel feeling the pain of being really close to his first elite victory. He's another one of those guys, and I'm sure we'll get there someday. Still very young and still ascending.
Yep, and honestly, Daniel a really good pick for lucky discs as well. Though at this very moment, you might wonder if lucky discs have their applications open for Ezra Robinson.
I like what you did there. That was incredibly lucky. To skip up over the hay bales, I mean, what are the chances? Like, can you put a number on that?
I don't know. I think it's actually less lucky than we might make it out to be. I was watching some shots on 18 just the other day, and a lot of the times, I saw it at least a couple of times when somebody hit their shot a little bit short, and it takes that perfect skip over the hay bales.
Would you think it'd be like more fair to stack it up too thick on the hay bales? Just to, I mean, I guess it happens either way. It skips out or it skips in, you know.
I don't know. I think is it almost more exciting to have that slight randomness? As Daniel, this is for the solo second place, or excuse me, tied second place, and Guhu's finally finishing with a good birdie on the back, eases the pain a little bit. That's gonna be it. Ezra Robinson just laying up for the easy tap in for the W.
What a thrilling show here we've had. So many twists and turns to the plot. And like, can you imagine back on like hole 6 or 7 when Ezra was slipping behind and it just seemed like he had no chance? Just never give up. Never know what's gonna happen.
Great back nine as well. Just 4 pars, 5 birdies, super clean after those starting holes.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Great sportsmanship there. Great celebration.
Turku Open MPO champion Ezra Robinson.
Yeah, brilliant trophy. Wonderful event. Thanks to everybody for making that happen. So much fun. Wow. Speechless.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. We had such a great finish. I mean, I feel lucky to be part of this production. Just as a commentator, I feel like we have the best job. Just get to watch the final product. But incredible shout out to all of the MDG guys and all of you. I mean, if you haven't joined the MDG Premium, you can do that. Support MDG. They're doing great work out here, creating some of the best content you can get free on YouTube.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful season. Thank you so much for being in the booth with me here and for everything you've done all season. Everybody in the MDG, like you said, everybody running the events, all the production, all the stuff that it takes to make it happen, and all you viewers out there, we much appreciate everything you do. It's been a wild ride, been a ton of fun. See you in the future.